We have another best of 2024 video. I know you're probably getting tired of them, but I've talked about amps, I've talked about speakers. What I haven't talked about is DACs or streamers. Well, today we solved that problem. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about the best DACs, the best streamers of 2024. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I know over 60% of you watching aren't subscribed, and it makes me feel better about myself on the inside if you just subscribe to my channel, because I'm super insecure and I need the external validation from people subscribing to my channel. Please, it's right down there. Just click it. Like the video too, and put a comment down there about anything. This is kind of a difficult category because one of these products doesn't really fall into being a streamer or a DAC, but it's still something that's awesome and deserves an award. So we're starting from the most affordable going all the way up to the most expensive. And just like the last few videos, these are only products that I've reviewed in 2024 or done a video on. So there's a lot of products out there still that are awesome. Yay! But for the awards, just stuff I listened to in 2024.
Christmas is just around the corner.
And the winner for the most affordable DAC for 2024 is the incredible, the versatile, the SMSL PS100. What makes this product special is, number one, the price. It comes in at $30. $30? That's right. It also has an HDMI ARC input. It also runs off of 5-volt power, which means you can put a linear power supply on this and get even better sound. It also has a very capable Sabre 9023 DAC chip inside. Also takes in an optical connection, a coaxial connection, and then outputs RCA connections. So the use case for this DAC would be, number one, if you are on a really tight budget. The second use case is you want to bring in your TV via ARC to something that doesn't have an ARC connection. And even in that use case scenario, it makes it worth the cost of admission. The third use case scenario is you could buy a very affordable used DVD player or even a new DVD player. There's a Sony DVD player out there that has a coaxial digital output. It's about $20 or $30. Then you could buy this because the onboard DAC on that Sony DVD player sounds terrible. So you'd buy a $20 DVD player, a $30 little DAC, and for $50 you would have a very good sounding CD player slash transport.
Christmas is just around the corner.
The second DAC of the year, under $200, and I just did this video yesterday, is the Duke Audio DAC Q11. What makes this DAC special is actually two DACs in one. On one side you have an AKM 4493 DAC. On the other side you have a Sabre 9038 DAC. Also runs off of 12-volt power, so you can get a 12-volt linear power supply to run this. Has a remote control, and you can definitely hear a difference in the two different DAC sections. Has all of the normal inputs. You have coaxial input, you have optical input, full-size USB input. Great display, great fun, versatile product. Has two swappable op amps and sounds great on both sides, either the AKM side or the 9038 side. Also has really cool lights, so it'll make your affordable stack look fairly interesting on the shelf, especially when you turn the lights down low and enjoy a nice warm beverage during the holidays. Congratulations, Duke DAC Q11, for being the best DAC under $200 in 2024.
Christmas is just around the corner.
Another great product under $200 is the SMSL DL100. This is also a headphone amplifier. So you're getting kind of the best of both worlds. You're getting a super affordable, super awesome DAC with HDMI input on the back, with coaxial, with USB, and with optical, of course. you are getting a remote control, you're getting balanced output, single-ended output. On the front, you're getting a single-ended headphone output and a balanced headphone output. The DAC they're using inside is a interesting DAC chip, and I've talked about this before on a few other products. It's simultaneously a headphone amplifier and a DAC at the same time. And when you use these Cirrus Logic chips, you can get a very affordable yet capable headphone amp and DAC. It's the Cirrus Logic 43131 DAC chip. Claims to put out 3 watts times 2 into 16 ohms, 1.5 watts times 2 into 32 ohms. So this is going to drive most headphones. Also has some filter roll-offs, also has some baked in EQ settings.
Christmas is just around the corner.
Coming in just north of $200 is the Topping D50 Mark III. This is a very small, as far as footprint goes, comes with a fully functioning remote control and a display, which you will not be able to see unless it's right here. Also powered off of 5 volts, which opens up the opportunity to use a linear power supply or even a battery bank, which depending upon which battery bank you get could take the noise level down to almost 0, maybe. Uses the Sabre 9039 Q2M DAC chip. Also has LDAC Bluetooth if you're into that sort of thing. Bluetooth, USB-C, optical, and to make it even better, even in this tiny little footprint, you have balanced TRS outputs right next to the single-ended RCA outputs.
Christmas is just around the corner.
This is the product that really didn't fall within a product category, but is an incredible deal if you are a Roon user. And this is the Roon Nucleus 1. What it is, it's a Roon server. And you can also hook up your own music to it via hard drives, via SSDs, via all sorts of things. If you're not a Roon user, you're probably not going to find this product interesting. In the past, you would have to load Roon onto a computer, or you could load it onto like one of those Intel NUC, the small computers, and that would be your server. At $500, if you're really into Roon, the Roon Nucleus 1 is an incredible product.
Christmas is just around the corner.
Getting into the straight up streamers, of course, this is no surprise. It's the Weem Ultra. And Weem, or Wim, however you want to call them, is probably the most disrupting company when it comes to streaming, hi-fi streaming. The Ultra has HDMI input, it has subwoofer output, and active bass management. One of the best and easiest to use streaming platforms out there, Amazon Music, Tidal, Qobuz, as well as a whole bunch of other streaming services. Has room correction, parametric EQ, graphic EQ. Has a screen that displays album art. Really is a digital hub. It's an amazing product. Does it have the best clock inside, the digital clock? Does it deal with jitter as good as some other streamers? No, it doesn't. But it does have a USB output to where you can clean up that jitter a little bit for $60. It's a little product that you connect that makes some people's heads explode. But if you use the USB output, you lose bass management, which I've been told they're going to update in a future firmware update. I can't say enough about this product. I use it all of the time. And whether or not people like it or don't like it, they should all be celebrating that it is forcing other companies to come out with more affordable streaming options.
Christmas is just around the corner.
What I would consider to be the expensive streamer of the year is the Cambridge Audio CXN 100. I love this thing because it has a display, but it also has some really cool tactile buttons on the front, which is almost like using a CD player for me. I don't know why, but I got a big kick out of that. On the back, you have balanced outputs, single-ended RCA outputs, optical and coaxial output, optical and coaxial input, so this can be used as a DAC. USB input, you got a ground lift just in case you're having any type of hums going on. Also has Bluetooth, you can hook up a hard drive to this to stream your own music. Works off the Stream Magic app. And DAC duties inside are being handled by a Sabre 9028. Comes in at $1,100, but if you take a peek at some of the internals, you can see where some of this price is coming from. Much better clock and jitter control than the Weem Ultra. Larger footprint, obviously. A lot of old school design too, especially in the power supply if you take a look at it. Through hole soldering, all of it. Very cool to see companies still making products this way when they could easily cheap out.
Christmas is just around the corner.
And the best DAC of 2024 at any price is the Geshelli Labs Daisy. This is quite frankly the best DAC I've ever heard. Comes in around $1,100 or $1,200 depending upon how you configure it, depending upon what type of enclosure you get. I like acrylic because you can see through it. Has a whole bunch of inputs, whole bunch of outputs, can distribute digital signals, which I don't particularly understand. If you do, put it down in the comments. 8 swappable op amps. Stock, it comes with some Texas Instruments op amps, which are awesome. But if you want to take this thing to the ultimate level of sound quality and 3D reproduction, then get yourself some Sparkos op amps. You gotta change 8 of them though, and it's not cheap to do so. External 12-volt power supply, which means you can also hook up a linear power supply to this device if you have one. Analog, voluptuous sound. Unapologetically unique design. Made in the USA down in Florida by a wonderful family. If you ever get an opportunity to listen to one, please do it. They're all made to order, so if you're interested, reach out to Geshelli Labs. So that's a wrap for the Streamer and DAC Awards for 2024. If you want to check out the best speakers of 2024 video or the best amps of 2024 video, I will put them right here or here. I can never remember what side it's on. Thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays.
Christmas is just around the corner.